that so many people we've seen in our experience get stuck. So today I'm going to be showing you step by step on how you can become in demand, right? So you need to understand the skills that will make you in demand, that will make organization throw money at you. And I'm not just saying it lightly because there's so many people that have come into our world, and organization, companies are saying, take our money, $120,000, take it. And we even have headache to compose rejection email because, hey, we want to work one job and do it well. So what is the secret that will get you to that point where companies will want to pay you for your skills? Those are the things we're going to be diving in today. I am absolutely delighted to go on that journey. But here's how it works. We're going to be showing you the six-figure skills arc that will give you clarity, hands-on skills, right, and experience that would showcase you as a professional that can add value to this organization. Because guess what? No company would beg you to take their offer if you can't really solve problem for them. So that is why this is super important. Yeah. So you can secure one job that will pay you $120,000 per annum, right? Without you working multiple jobs. I know so many people, maybe some of you here today as well, you have more than one job. Let me know in the chat. Do you do more than one job today to make $100,000? Let me know. How many jobs do you do today to make $100,000? Do you even know this amazing fact, right? 90% of people living in Australia, yeah, I can see 3 jobs. Yeah, that's the reality. 90% of people working in or living in Australia don't make $100,000 per year. And what we're doing here is we're showing people exactly how to make this money. So effectively putting people in the top 10% of the population of Australia. Australia is a developed country, by the way. And for you to know, right, the strategy that will put you into in the top 10% of Australian population in terms of earning is fantastic. If you ask me, you can see so many people. Well, some of you are saying 3 jobs, 2 jobs. Let me get it in the chat. Tell me how many jobs do you have to do to make $100,000? I need to know, right? So the good thing here, two, yes, thank you, Ruth, thank you, Ashley. I need more comment. Let's make this engaging, please. Yeah. And the good thing here, Robert says 3. Yes, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I'm going to play.
The good thing here is you would not need to work multiple jobs or sacrifice your weekends or public holidays. Tell me, do you work public holidays? Put in the chat. Do you work public holidays? Would you like not to work public holidays? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yeah. Every day. I know. So we want to share exactly how you can do this without working, excessively. I know they've told us a lie that you need to work hard to make money. I'm here to break that belief, like tell you, hard work does not translate to money. Right? That's what I heard all my life. Like, you need to work hard, study hard, do this to make money. But I found that is the complete opposite of how you can make money. So ride with me today. I know that many of you've gone for, maybe webinars like this, information sessions, and they've told you so many things. I know this is not your first time of attending webinar, right? I know there's so many confusing information online. For us, we want to show you step by step exact strategy, skills that you will learn, and it will open so much opportunity for you, right? So if you've been concerned that you cannot succeed at getting professional job in Australia, which many people do, right? Many people have this concern like, when will I be able to use my skills to get professional job? They are lost basically, or you're just confused like, I don't know the way. We will be your guide and show you how to achieve this. And many people will give you advice that, hey, look, you're in Australia, you can only work in this certain industry. I don't want to mention this industry, but if you know the industry I'm talking about, pop in the chat. Tell me, What? Who have you gotten that advice before? Like, oh, see, here we cannot healthcare. And oh God, look, these are my people. These are my people, right? These are my people. Exactly. Disability support warehouse, you like they'll tell you this is the only way. And trust me, this job are exhausting. The reason why I do these sessions with my team, I'm tired every single time is because we want to give people new belief more than anything that it is not only when you do disability. Exhausted teacher. Yes, right? We've seen it all. Trust me. It's been 3 years journey. And if you rewind back to 2022, we will have maybe 3 people on this call. But now, look at, we are still expecting more people because we know the pain. We're one of you. I'm going to share. These jobs are exhausting. They make you sacrifice your family time. You work so much, sometimes 24/7. Right? Some people don't even catch up on sleep. And we were there before. So we're not saying, oh, what we've been there, we're one of you. That's why I said you're our people, right? So we're happy to tell you that there's a better way you can do this. So if you've ever thought that the government or the university have your best interest, I want you to quash that belief as well. That trust me, these guys they're here to collect your money, right? If the government wants to collect your tax, they don't care if you succeed or not. If you make money, they just want to collect their tax, right? The university want to collect your money. Obviously, if you come here through study, you know how much you pay for that. So it's very important for you to know that if you go to university and you want to get a professional job, that is the wrong way to do it, because they're just going to collect your money, give you a certificate that effectively will not even help you get a job, right? So they'll just leave you after graduation. What happens? Tell me in the chat. Many of you that have gone to university, tell me, what support did you get afterward? After graduation. Graduation is like happy days for many people, including me, until I realized something that, wow, the reality of things is that many people celebrate after graduation, but the next day, they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to do with this certificate. I don't feel confident that I can do this job. So they just leave you alone to figure your life out, right? Oh, yes, saturated job market. I'm going to show you that the job market is tough, but if there's a way you can position. At the end of the day, company needs to provide value every single day to their customer, and they need skilled people to do that. So we don't want you to give up. So many people have actually given up. Like, I've applied to hundreds of jobs, no interview, I couldn't get anything. I don't know what to do next. Tell me in the chat, have you been in this situation? Like, I applied, nothing, cricket, ghosting. Now I've given up. I just settle in my disability support work, support work. Yes, Gary said, yep. I need more people. Tell me, right? Many people, they complain about this, like, saturated, I'm applying to job, nothing happened. I don't think this. Oh yeah, Ikechukwu said 15 in a week. Trust me, you're not alone, right? We've seen people, and this is how the feeling is. Oh, I'm tired. I'm actually tired. This is exhausting, and they just give up. And that's why we're here to help you succeed, guys. We genuinely care about you. So I want to persuade you. In the next 90 minutes, my goal is to help you. And these are the set of people that I want to help. The people who are looking for opportunity to grow. You're feeling, oh my God, I'm currently stuck. I don't know the next step. Those are my people that I want to help. If you're feeling unfulfilled, like, I don't know how to actually get a 6-figure without working so hard, working 3 jobs, 2 jobs, working weekend, public holiday. We want to show you how you can unlock a fulfilling career that gives you opportunity to do the things that you love, right? Work is not fun, but imagine you spending a significant part of your life just working in a job that you don't even love. That is the reality for so many people, and we want to lift you out of that situation and show you the, the practical steps you can take to actually achieve the transformative outcome. So now I'm not telling you something that we're trying to figure out ourselves. Many people, 241 right now, I've not updated this slide, as at this week, I've gone through complete transformation, working in high skill job, earning 120, 130, 140, 150, 160,000 dollars. When I was in full-time employment, I was earning 140 something thousand. And the people we were even coaching at that time, some of them actually earned more than me, that showed them the way. And that's okay. That is the joy that we have, right? So we're going to show you the strategy. Myself and Tayo, we've been serving as a GPS to help immigrants navigate this turbulent job market, right? This situation where people get stuck. So we've been helping people find their way into six-figure opportunity for the last 3 years. It has not been easy, but we've been fighting day and night with the team at Sync Skills, working extraordinarily to help you solve every single issue you can face along the way. And there are a lot of issues. We'll tell you. We're first to be honest about it. There's a lot of barriers, especially for immigrants like us. So we're gonna be your guide, just like if you picture it. If you're traveling and you're using Google Map as a guide, when you miss your way, what does Google Map do for you? It helps you reroute. It shows you the way, guides you, right? Find alternative way route to actually help you stay on track. That is the role that we've been playing to help people, immigrants that have this pain, to navigate those issues over the years. And like I said, it's been exciting. This year, we went throughout almost all the cities, right? We went to Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane, right? We've been to Tasmania. That's where it all started anyway. So people across not just Australia, but the world have gone and experienced transformation that has given them careers as business analysts, project managers, um, digital marketers. Some people got jobs, professional job in health and safety work, accounting, like name it, finance sector. There's so much opportunity when you have the skills. Like I said, this is for immigrant, people who are wanting to change their career, you're sick and tired of what you're currently doing, or people who don't want a coding career, you don't want technical stuff. You understand that life is busy, right? And you want to look for where you can use your experience and your skills and transform that into a career that is meaningful here. Now, I always say this, for example, it is okay if your skills or the opportunity for the career you've built in your host country, maybe back in Africa, is not highly sought after here, right? But you can still use the experience and translate it to what employers still want to pay you for here. That is the beautiful thing. And we're going to show you how you can do this. But also, this is not for people that just want to collect degree or certificate, right? So some people will be like, Noah, what degree will I collect? And no, if you want to get a degree, you go to the university or other program. This is not about degree or certification. We're not about spray and pray. There are people that just, I've seen some people do 50 applications in a week. Excuse me. And sometimes there's no strategy around that and you don't get any response. You burn out, you give up. We want to show you strategy that work. There are people who are also looking, we're not looking for people who are looking for shortcut, like, oh, can you show me how I can just get a job in a day? That is not what this is about. This is for people who are ready to put in the work. So if you're ready to put in the work and change your life, we are going to show you exactly how to turn your everyday skills into a $120,000 career, right? In business analyst, project management, or even using the skills to change the dynamics of a business. Maybe you're running a business already, or you want to start your own business, right? All of these without needing a degree, without needing tech background or having prior experience. So that is what we're going to talk about today. And even though I have cold and my throat is like my sound is off a bit, I'm super excited to come and chat to you today because this is what gives me energy, and the team and everybody working behind the scenes as well. But for us, it will only be worth it if you stay to the end of this webinar. So there are secret tools, technique that we're going to be sharing with you that will change your life. So please, I want you to stick around. And the thing we're going to give you, sharing the secret tool that will help you attract more interview, can be the difference. That can be what will unlock opportunity for you. But you've got to be watching live to the end, and I will try my best to make this worth your time. So this is life-changing opportunity. I know, because we've gotten a ton of feedback when we do this session. Today will not be an exception. So please close out every distraction, right? Your phone, your email. In the next couple of minutes can be that thing that unlocks everything for you. So log out on social media and let's go on the journey. Now, you may wonder, how did this all start? How did we become even qualified for this? It started from this story that I want to get into. So this is Tayo. Tayo is the co-founder of SceneSkills. And like many of you, this was her on our way to Australia. You can see her looking all pretty in the plane, excited. Yeah, I have visa, I'm traveling to Australia. At the time, she was very young. Of course, she's still young. And she didn't have a lot of plan and strategy. And, many people would have like, oh, when I come to Australia, I want to do uni, get my PR, become a citizen, buy a house, marry, or, make sure I look after my kids and my family, bring them over, or if you're going to there's so many dreams. For her, she was daddy's girl. So she's just excited to come to Australia. Like, beautiful. Yeah, I'm just going to go do my master's and, life will figure it out. And then one day in 2016, there was kind of like devaluation of Naira. Naira is the currency of Nigeria, where she's from. And that meant that the money they are saved, her dad has saved to actually pay for the master's program she's doing in Australia, deflated. Like, basically, we all know the impact of inflation. So the value of that Naira could not really pay, equivalent Australian school fees she had to pay. Meaning, oh my goodness, Tayo now has to grow up and work. That was tough for a 21-year-old who had the mindset of, yeah, I'm going to come to Australia. My dad's going to sponsor my fees and, all the expenses I need to have. But at this point, she now needed to work. And what else would she do? She asked question, oh, can I get a teaching job or a customer service job? Because her parent was a teacher. They own a school. So she's done some experience there. She's like, oh, can I get it? Everywhere she turned, you're like, you're not going to be able to get a teaching job easily. You're not able to get, customer service job even easily. If you want to make money, where do we go? Support work. Pop in the chat if you've received that kind of advice. Please let me know in the chat. Is this resonating, right? Have you received that advice like, oh, this is where I can get a job? Yeah? Yeah, okay, thank you. I see one yes. Let me know in the chat, please. Tell me. Okay, yes. Ashley says yes. Okay, great. Guys, what gives me energy is when you talk to me. Thank you for letting me know. All right, thank you so much, Ruth. Yes, thank you. All right, so at the time, she had no choice. She needed to pay fees, the shock of, we all know here, weekly rent, bills. If you cough today, you pay bills, right? Now she looked left and right. thinking like, what can I do? She went on Google. She had never had the experience in working as a support worker or youth worker before, trying to look out for what is this job about. Then the shocking thing happened. Like she was like, oh my God, this is the nature of this job. So I came to Australia to be a baby girl and just explore the world and learn. Now I have to do this type of job. Wow, that was tough to take. But the pressure to survive, constrained her. So now she needs to start doing the job. And you can see her here. This is 5:46 a.m. She was so burnt out, working multiple support job. You can see in her uniform, different uniform, working multiple jobs, burnt out, running on low sleep. This was her life, combining with uni, right? So the story continues so much that she was like, there has to be a better way. Obviously, there has to be a better way. I can't finish school and still continue to do this thereafter, right? Now she's starting to know pathways, PR, make plans, she had to grow up. So she was like, well, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Maybe we start a business. And this is her trying to dabble into cooking. And she would do commercial cooking, was very stressful job. She would cook alone. Obviously, she couldn't hire. It wasn't profitable enough to hire other people and help. Like, it was tough. She would do all this dicing and cutting, and you can see her here. But one thing stood out. She cooked for top people, pastors, conferences, and all of that. She was very professional. She would communicate with different people, from the guests, the participant, to the people that are hosting the event, to the venue, coordinate with vendors. The way she did it was very professional. Like she would warm her food, she would get comment like, oh my God, I go for parties, but this is special. You make our food warm, it was so delicious. And damn, I'm hoping that you're not hungry looking at this picture. Anyway, but there was one thing. This was very stressful, you can admit. Let me know in the chat how many of you like cooking for yourself. Talk less of cooking commercially for like 100, 200 people, almost alone. Do you think that is a stressful job? Right? So she was doing that, and then I was her friend. Guys, I was her friend at the time. Just keep it at that. I was her friend, right? And we'll have chats like this, and I'll say, hey, look, she sent me stuff like picture, She's like, oh, I'm looking all cute. I've even slept for 8 hours in 3 days. Pop in the chat. How many of you are running low of sleep? Like in the last 1 week, how many of you have said, I've had 8 hours or 7 hours sleep back to back, and I've not been working, doing active night or this or that, right? I said I did catering in Doha. It's tough, right? Yes. How many of you are guilty of not sleeping a lot? Pop in the chat. Let me know. Guilty or not? Guilty or not? Story of my life. Guilty or not? Right? I need feedback, please. I'm not gonna tell you the story if you don't tell me feedback. Let me know. Guilty or not? Over 50 people, guys. I need comment. Yes, right? We can see. So this is not like make up stuff. You can see her here. We were chatting. By the way, I was not in Australia at the time. I was still back home in Nigeria, 14,000 miles away. But I couldn't understand it. That is not the way work was back home for us, right? We didn't do shift like, exhausting stuff. And look at her here. She sent me this video. She was so tired and exhausted. And I sent her a message, if you see it here. I said, hey, you look tired. She's like, yeah, that's not a problem. I am. But it's not really a problem. You can see her message here. I'm worried about all the things that I've not done. Oh my God, now I understand it. Like, This country, every minute count. So she was constantly fatigued. It was like, ah. And the funny thing was, she didn't even see it as a problem. Hey, God, tell me, how many of you are in that comfort zone? Like, now working so hard, not sleeping, guilty of not sleeping. You have even settled into it like, yeah, this is my life now. It's okay. I make 3-5 per fortnight where I'm gonna go for that shift, and it's just now you have settled into it. It's now part of you. You don't really care too much now. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Right? Tell me. So at this point, she didn't see it as a problem anymore. She was just like, well, it's normal thing. That's what we do here. And that is a dangerous game. So then I was like, oh my God, is this what it is? By the way, I never want this type of life for myself. I'm already catching feelings with this lady, but I don't want to chop tomato all my life when we're having big event to cook. Or I don't want to be like working in these jobs and then my wife goes to work, I come back, we do housemates kind of situation. Jesus, there has to be a different way, right? And thankfully, there's a way. So we're going to talk about it. But I want to point out something very important in this story. She literally would disagree with me. Like, I'm making money is fine. I'm young. I just have to do everything. Like, make money so I can have that security. I have to just work hard right now. That's the game here. And we'll have conversation. Like I said, man already has feelings. I'm already thinking about the future. But I will ask her, what about a future where we have kids? And is this how we're going to live our life? Especially when I know that you're capable of so much more. You have all these skills that you've channeled into, catering, cooking, talking to people, communicating, stakeholder management, listening, understanding people. And you have your way around words, talking to people, organizing things. I'm like, oh, damn, is this going to go to waste? Clearly, of course, I can't go hard like, you have to change. What does a broke man in comparison in Nigeria? I'm earning naira, right? I can't I can't say yeah. You have to change, right? She's making money. Remember, she's like making money. I can buy Paco Rabanne, whatever perfume. She loves perfume and all of that. So this was the life that was missing. So she was like, oh, I'm making money financially, but she forgot that she was poor in time, poor in relationship, mental health. What is the social capital that she would have? Now, when she has children, what would the cost of that be? Will she still be able to just do all the shift and forget to be a present mom, a present wife? I already saw the impact. And how do I know, right? How do I know? This is the reality of things. How do I know? Oh my God, devil is a liar. There's a story I need to share, but I actually want you guys to visualize it because I could just talk through it, but if I just talk through it, um, you will not really understand it. But the devil has removed my slide where I put. Oh God, Tolu, please help me look for it. I'll show it a bit later. There's a slide where I put the story um of my dad, right? There's something that happened in my life that changed everything in terms of how I thought about stuff. So basically, my dad left Nigeria to the UK when in 2004, when I was about 15, 16, and I'm the first of 4 children he gave birth to. And we went there, we're happy at the airport, like waving goodbye, greener pastures. Obviously, you're going to the UK, it's going to be great. You're going to then come. I'm probably going to have British citizenship now and going to speak British English, all the prim and proper stuff. Obviously, as you can tell, I don't have that. Um, but it was a very emotional moment. Like I know, just think about. I know many of us are immigrants here. Think about when you were traveling and how you have people wave goodbye, wishing you the best, hoping for the best. That was it for us. And my dad went to the UK, and for 13 plus years, he parented us virtually. So basically, there was no way for us to reconnect, right? And the very sad thing was by the time I'm just summarizing now, because the story slide, David did not want me to share it here today, but maybe later. But something happened in 2018. And my dad had been battling different illness from hypertension to prostate cancer to like it was just tough. One day in 2016, it was just walking on a windy afternoon, as I understand it, in the street of London, and he just fell on his face on the floor, on the road, basically. Apparently, he suffered a stroke. And the onlookers and people there basically called ambulance, an ambulance came, took him to Queen's Hospital in the UK, and that was that was the start of how he essentially died a very slow death. So he had stroke, and that aggravated to every other thing, hypertension, prostate cancer. It's just a very emotional way. It's not current right now. I don't like talking about it, but eventually in 2018, he died. And imagine me going to the same airport where I waved him by like 13 plus years ago, hoping that one day we're going to fulfill our British dream. I'm going there alone, driving from the island where I work, you know, to the airport, alone with my thoughts and questioning everything in my life. Oh, how about he didn't travel? How about we just enjoyed him? Well, in his last days, the things that mattered to him was family. Like, I just want to have opportunity to spend my last day. I would be like, no, you're getting the best care in the UK. You can't trade this care for whatever. There was no opportunity for us to reconnect till he died. He died alone. It was miserable. They packaged him like an Amazon unwanted Amazon box. And the drive from the airport to the mortuary for identification was the worst moment of my life. I'd never cried as an adult until that moment where they opened the casket and I looked at him and I hope he wasn't the one, but I wish he was. It's like double double blow. Like I wish he wasn't the one in the casket, but the drama of we brought him and oh, it's a wrong body would have made it worse. That moment changed my life and what is actually important to me. So, when for context, as I had conversation with my friend, she wouldn't admit that she was my girlfriend at the time. I told her what is important. She was part of the story. She knows a bit at that time about, my journey, my dad battling illness and everything going on. So, putting everything into context, we literally could not afford a life where it was just about chasing money. There had to be more purpose. And I don't want to marry someone that was just working a lot and it was just about that, or we're having a virtual kind of relationship or we're living as housemates or we don't have time to actually parent our children because I didn't have a dad for 15 years. And I know the pressure, the impact. Yes, financially, my dad did every single thing. He sacrificed for us, but we missed him dearly. And what we thought would be a triumphant, like, reconnection was a tragedy. So, snapping out of that, eventually, my supposed girlfriend now she was connecting to the idea that there has to be more. I'm sorry my words are not correct now. I'm getting a bit emotional, but um anyway, she had to do the work and I had to show her, the strategy, open her heart to the things that I want to share with you today. And hopefully you see it. And I don't expect you to get it immediately because hey, at the time it took us 1 year for her to get to a point where she connected to her why. Like, nah, I need to do this. There were many incidents at work, in life, but also the build up of, yeah, I definitely want to be more. She put in the work, connected to her, built the skills, and that opened opportunities for us to be able to go on the journey, not just for her getting, high skill job, six-figure job at the first try, but also like opening doors for us to get into rooms that we only have dreamt about. Like this is the former Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Karen Andrews. This is us, like this is fallout of us going to Canberra to the Parliament House in 2024 July. We had the opportunity there to showcase all the incredible work we've done with Sing Skills, helping immigrants change their life and the product that we built with the team. This is now, being nominated as an emerging leader in a bank, in a company that has more than 2,000 staff. This is the future that I bet on. That was like, yeah, African immigrants in general have so much skills, but the system limits you so much that it is sometimes very tough to be able to get out of that bubble. And especially when you look around and there's a high number of people who tell you this is only thing you can do and you believe it, then we're going to get stuck. But for the past 3 years, we've been fighting to show people what is possible. That even if it's not just for you, for your children, we want to show them that it's possible to be leaders in the places that matter. And that the standard is not for us to do warehouse work, support work, especially when we've got high education, we have skills, we have, talent that we cannot make dormant. So let me hear in the chat when I get back into my groove. How many of you see a life where you don't have to work multiple jobs to earn $100,000? Pop in the chat. Yes, I think this will make better. So let me know, like, would this make things better for you? You just need to work one job, even sometimes a few hours in a day, and you make, six-figure salary easily. Would that make things better for you? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So just seeing the comment. Thank you, Camille. Thank you, Ivy, for your message. Ruth, Fisayo, I appreciate you guys. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Tell me again, how many of you can imagine in life, like, where you're working less and you have more freedom, right? I want you to imagine that because if you read the book called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, it said, like, if you cannot think about it, your mind is so powerful. If you cannot visualize the future and design it, right, it's not going to happen. Everything starts from your mind. Everything is created twice. If you believe that something is impossible, it would always remain impossible. Right? So today I want to share two secrets very quickly. Two secrets that will make things very clear to you. The secret number one is what are the things that will make companies give you 120 upward, right? $1,000 where you use your everyday skills like communication, documentation, active listening to solve problems for them. The second secret I want to talk about is how you can secure a no-code tech career, because so many people actually they get nervous when it comes to coding and they're like, oh my God, I don't know how to code. I don't want to do any technical stuff. And I understand it. Those are the things that I needed to solve for Tayo, right? Many years ago. So I understand exactly how you feel. Like I don't want to do coding, but I want to still use my skills to, do solve problems and explore career opportunities that will change my life. So the second secret is how to secure a no-code tech job without expensive university degree, spending 2 years or spending over $50,000. And I know as somebody that has like two masters, so I spent this as well. So I know the trap there. So I'm hoping that you can see why you need to stay to the end of this webinar, because trust me, like I said, hopefully you know that this would literally change your life. So let's get to the first argument. The first secret you need to know, this stems from when I was talking about talking to Tayo, as I mentioned earlier. She's doing catering and she has to communicate, document, use a lot of her soft skills. And I told her, look, these skills that you have, do you know that companies can pay you $120,000? It made no sense to her. Like, what do you mean? What exactly are you talking about? Right? But it is the truth. Now, going away from Tyler's story, this is Oma. So this is Precious Oma. Oma is a registered nurse. I say is because she's still a registered nurse. But what happened is she came into our world, believed. Remember what I said about the power of your mind. She believed she could do it after we shared the strategy with her. And now she works as a technical business analyst. Now, what was the issue for her? She wanted to trade bedside nursing for more flexible things that gives her more hours to do the things that she loves, build a business, explore her hobbies, just have more time for herself. She shared a story on a podcast recently that, in fact, she wanted to be a surgeon, but because of the way Australia is and the entry point and the expenses, she settled for nursing. She was doing great there, but it was exhausting for her. And nursing is very exhausting. I had experience, at the hospital recently, and I was like, why are nurses, why are health professionals not one of the most highest paid people in the world? It's so unfair. The kind of work they do is not just physical, spiritual, but it's draining physically and emotionally for them. And yet, they're not the highest in our community in the world, which is a disservice. But for Oma, it wasn't about money, really. It was just about more flexibility. She wanted to do more. She needed, to do more. And look at her. She changed her life, came into our program. This is an offer letter. Now, this was a message she sent, right? She said, you can look at the message. And I'm just showing you what is possible. Thank you so much. It feels surreal. Everything happened so quickly. I haven't found the right word, but I'm grateful to God Almighty and to Sync Skills. Indeed, God is a faithful God. We're people of faith, so basically this is cornerstone of what we do. Right? But you can see, this is one transformation, but many others have gone on that journey as well. Remember I mentioned 241. Even on this call, we're now up to 241 people. So for you to, it would take a very large room, conference room, to have 241 people for you to imagine that. And not just them, the fact that the people around them, their network, enjoy the privilege of the transformation that they've experienced is surreal. Like, is what gives us energy. Everybody has Sync Skills feed off the energy of this transformation, right? So what is this everyday skills that we're talking about? Everybody has got transferable skills, from communication to problem solving to leadership to teamwork, adaptability, and time management. These are just a few I've mentioned. There's so much more. But even in the age of we're living right now, these are the skills that matter the most. I remember when I first put out the first message, right, about how you can, basically get into tech and earn six-figure salary without literally working, um, coding or working multiple jobs. People were like, "Oh, what do you mean? I can't believe this. What do you mean that you can get into tech without coding?" It was it was unbelievable at the time until results started flowing, right? Because I know I've been in tech for ages now, and I know that these are the things that matter the most. Even the people that write code, if they can't communicate what they're doing properly, they're not going to be effective. So communication is the bedrock of any work, and in any job you're doing today, I bet you're communicating. I bet you're solving a problem. I bet there's a bit of leadership there. Teamwork, you're working with people. Adaptability, there will be situations you didn't plan for and you need to react to, right? Time management, there are deadlines for things. So in some measure, you all have these skills already, which is the great news there. But the way you use it from different jobs, from job to job, is always different. And that is why you need to understand the roles that we're going to be positioning you for that opens that opportunity for six-figure job opportunity, right? The way you communicate is going to be different, like if you're doing support work, right? Because if you're a business analyst, for example, or a project manager, you're working with people, professionals that are trying to solve problem. Maybe they're trying to improve a process, improve a system, or build a system. The way you communicate with them is a bit differently, and that's why you need to understand that you need to improve your communication, right? Your verbal communication, your written, your speaking, your listening communication is very important. Problem solving is also very key because these roles, they are solving problems. Now we have students solving problems in government, private sector, name it, in many different industry, leadership. But when it comes to the argument, it's like she was like, "Oh, what do you mean that me doing catering job?" And where I have to talk to the person that's doing the event to understand their need, the type of, menu they want, how many people they want to serve, communicating with them, right? Coordinating with other people you need to maybe to, make the meals, right? Coordinating with even the participant to make sure that you're serving them the people not that don't have allergies and all those things that you do and documenting all these outcomes are things that literally companies are paying for. So I'll go there and show us seek.com.au, which is the biggest job point for many people, right? I'm sure we all know that. So if you go on Seek today, and we can do it, I've marked a typical job, business analyst, for example. If you look at what I've marked here, this is a business analyst search on seek.com, and you can all do it as well. And I'll show her and say, look, what are the requirements for this job, for example, so that you know that I'm not giving you what we'll call bobo, right? That I'm not lying to you, right? Look at it. They say engaging stakeholders. Let me know in the chat. Do you think that in your job today, you actually talk to people, you engage people? Stakeholders are people that have interest in whatever you're doing. Even if you're a support worker, stakeholders are your colleagues you're working with, your supervisor, your manager, the participant, the parent of the participant, right? The people that are maintaining the system. So let me know in the chat. Let me know, do you think that you engage stakeholders in your current role in some way today? Yes or no? Yes, no, yes, no. Let me know. All right? Pop in the chat. Talk to me, people. Do you engage stakeholders? Yes, Jennifer, yes. Peter, yeah, Charles, thank you, right? Engaging stakeholder, yes, to an extent, yes, absolutely, right? So that's one, key point they need from this role. Communication, documenting. You can see what I'm showing you. Reporting. How many of you can create a report? How many of you can write a document? Many, all of us, right? Of course, to degree of how you develop a document will vary in terms of the details, the design, everything. But all of us can create a report. Many of us can create documentation. Many of us can write, which is basically what they are saying. You can see here communication skills, ability to gather, analyze, and understand requirement. Now, for you to understand that I'm not just telling you something that is not true, we can check on Seek today, even the live job. First, if you go on Seek like I am, and you type business analyst, you can see the amount of jobs we have there today. 8,687 jobs. These are active jobs that are there, right? And if we look at these, you can see what they are paying. So when I come and tell you, you can earn 120,000, yes, you can see I'm not making this up. You can see this is a job that is paying up to this. But it's a function of your skills that will determine if you can get it. What are they looking for? You can see documentation, visualizing business need, goals, objective, elicitation and documentation, right? Documenting again, working with business analysts, you see, right? You're working with people, right? Participating in meetings. You can see those are the key things that are needed. You can see what they say, excellent communication skills, right? All of those things. Look at this job, paying $70 to one per hour, 105 per hour. What do they want? They don't even have much. They are not even asking for much, guys. You can see. Now the interesting thing is, when I was talking to Tyra many years ago, and she didn't believe, as I mentioned, when she finally decided to go on that journey, her first job paid her $800 per day. Per day. Now, she was asking me, like, some days she would do just 2 hours meeting, some days she would do 30-minute meeting. And coming from a sector where you kind of like, it's clock in, clock out, long hours, she was like, no, are you sure that I'm not doing something wrong? She couldn't understand how they're just paying her for, value that she deliver. And it's not a function of her time. But we're going to talk about value versus time as we go along. But I hope that you're seeing that your everyday skills can fetch you 120,000 plus. I've shown you active job. I've shown you how many active jobs there are. How many jobs do you need to actually get, to change your life? You need one, just one. So you can do this in your spare time. Go on Seek, check yourself, check project management job as well. You will see. And I want us to quickly do that. If you check project management job, there are even more opportunities there. Project management, right? So this is a project manager. You can see 16,000. So people say that, oh, the job market is saturated. No, you just don't have the right skills. That is why it feels saturated. You're not going to get this job. One, you're not going to get one of these jobs if you continue to use the same way you're doing things and not understanding the strategy. Everything is strategic to be able to attract this opportunity. So if there are 16,000 plus opportunity for you, do you think that you can build your skills to get to the level where you can get one or two? Absolutely. That is what people that use our technique and our strategy get. They get this opportunity when they apply it, right? I need to put that there, when they apply it, because there's no shortcut. Now, what is driving us? The opportunities that in Australia is enormous. Because of the geographic location of Australia, Australia always need talent. That's why immigration is not going anywhere. But what I want to focus on, not immigration now, is that Australia needs a lot of tech talent. But do you know that even though majority of us that have come from wherever Africa were educated, we've done BSc, some of us have masters, some of us have multiple masters, some of us have PhD. Yet you find many of these people working in support work, care factory work, which is a disservice. That is why things are harder, more expensive, because when people that are supposed to be contributing in high skill area are now being underused, underutilized, doing things that are not scalable, the economy suffer from productivity crisis, which is what Australia is suffering right now. So this mission is not just for you to get a good life that we're on. We also want Australia to be a better place collectively for us. Because when we create more things, when the reason US seem more prosperous is because there are higher quality people innovating, building the Googles, the Microsoft, the OpenAIs of this world, that all of us now spend money in that market. And with the amount of talent coming into Australia, especially African immigrant, this is the time where we can change our story around from the people that congregate in the health sector. And I'm not talking you congregating as a doctor or surgeon or whatever. We're congregating in the lower ladder, in the support work, in the youth work, all of those things. We want to change that to you contributing into six-figure high growth career. And more importantly, when you get there, learn about the sector. And in the nearest future, you're starting to build your own business to have complete freedom, solve problem in the world, and change your life, right? So right now, with what I'm sharing so far, how many of you can see a life where you believe that, yes, you already have some skills that can literally get you those jobs I've talked about? Like soft skills, you've seen now, I've told you that soft skills can fetch you those opportunities. How many of you are starting to believe? Yeah, I believe. You can see. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, definitely. Now, we've done, as I mentioned, we've done a lot of conversations like this. And the people that believe, these are some of them, obviously, we've gone on this journey with thousands of people now. Some of them that are now working in these roles, right? We run cohorts at Think Skills because we can't ever help everybody. We only select people that match our value, because we also don't want you to come into our world and you become a pain to us. We want to only work with people that you understand our story, our motivation of what we're doing, and why this is important for us, and you're ready to put in the work and you connect to that, because that is the kind of people that we see that go on and change their life. And talking about that, this is somebody that literally this was last month, got 3 job offers. Can you imagine that? Now, I'm not talking about disability support job offers. I'm talking about high skilled professional job. 3, when I told you earlier that you understand the things that you will do that will make companies beg you to take their money. So if a company, 3 companies are giving you job offer, they are literally telling you to come. And when I say beg you, this person now had to reject 2. And they are like, oh, please, are you sure you don't want to consider it? What do you want? What can we give you? Do you want to negotiate? Blah, 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 blah. In my mind, that's like begging, right? But if you're not highly skilled, highly valued, nobody is begging you. If you follow the story of Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta, he wants to get some AI engineers and he's literally begging them with $100 million, like to sign a contract. Think about it. When you are so valuable, opportunities will come begging you. See what Pilate had to say. So I was very excited when I got introduced to Sync Skills. Little did I know that my pathway will not be the same as everybody else. This is also important to know. Everybody will not follow this and that. That's why we say this is a transformation. He finished the program, he learned a lot about being a BA, tackle corporate problem in Australia. He didn't get a job straight up, and that's what it meant, right? So he was like doubting, right? But he applied the skills that we taught him, the strategy, into this person is a pharmacist, by the way. So he applied into high skill demand roles and he got 3 offers in a month following the strategy. Can you imagine that? How would you feel? Tell me, how would you feel if 3 companies are begging you for 6-figure salary? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, please. How will you feel? Let me know in the chat. How will you feel if 3 companies are telling you, hey, come and take our money? All right? All right. I haven't gotten a response. Please, So what we're saying here is awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for responding, my people. Thank you. Gives me energy, right? So you need just one offer to change your life. Essentially, that's what we're saying. So the second thing you need to do is audit your skills, audit your experience. So we're going to say, look, whether you've worked in support work, care work, customer service, you have transferable skills we've talked about earlier. You need to just be self-aware. Okay, these are my limitations. Then I can do the next thing, which is, so if you've literally done anything like this, apply for visa, work in a team, solve problems, lead initiative, organize an event, whatever you've done, those things would have helped you build some skills that are going to be relevant, right? So the next thing is, now you need to identify your gap. This is self-awareness. Okay, I know that soft skills can give me opportunity. I know that I have relevant experience that I can also, with the right strategy, marry with these skills, right? What are the gaps? What are my gaps? And the gaps are the things that you now need to learn to complement these skills so that you can now function in high level roles like PM, product owner, business analyst, like I mentioned to you earlier. So these are some of the people that have gone through. I'm not going to go into their story, but this is Jim, fantastic guy. This is Lola. They were all working in low skill job, but I cannot imagine a future now, seeing what they are doing in the industry, a future where they said, oh, I didn't believe you, Noah or Tayo, a couple of years ago. It's just going to be so much disservice to the world. And that is why I keep betting on African immigrants or immigrants in general to say, hey, look, I know you have that hidden skills, you just need a guide to show you. And that is what we're going to do. These are more people that have gone on that transformation program that have turned their current situation into in-demand opportunity for themselves, navigating all the careers. The second thing I want to talk about is that now, how can you get these jobs without now going back to the university to spend 2 years or spending 60,000 plus again, right? So how many of you don't want to study for 2 years to get this result? Pop in the chat. I don't want to study for another 2 years to get these results I'm talking about. Yeah? In the chat, please. Yeah, me. Okay, great. 2 people so far. Yeah? I don't want to do that. Obviously, yes. Right? And why am I saying that? University, this is a price guide of a university. Master's degree here, they will charge you 50,000 plus for a master's degree, right? And I'm going to ask you a question now. Look at it. One course in university, 4,238 minimum, 50,000 plus. If you've done masters before in Australia, Can you tell me, did you pay more than 50,000? How much did you pay? Pop it in the chat, right? So see, this is it. Look at this as well. This is price guide. By the way, I attended Torrent, so I literally just picked up price guide from 2025. Right? You can see the average cost of this. And then I want to ask you, how many of you have done a master's in Australia and you feel like, yeah, Morality said 80K. Can you imagine that? Yeah? Samson said 64K, 80K. God, can you imagine what 80K? That's deposit for a house, the house you buy, like you buy 80K. All right? And guess what? Many of you that have done masters and paid high salary, how many of you feel like you can attract $120,000 today? Like where you are? Like they will beg you, like I'm telling you, they will beg you with offer. Companies are gonna give you, yeah? Yeah, obviously, yeah. So my point is, university degree is dead. No, it's dying very quickly. Many people go to university and they are not work ready. That's not me saying it. This is ABC Radio Brisbane. So they did they're doing a podcast. You can see it here, titled University Graduates Are Not Work Ready. And this is a warning. You know, I network with a lot of founders, industry leaders, business leaders, and they complain about the same thing. The talents coming out from university are very theoretical. They don't actually know how to solve real world problems. And that's why many people go to interview and they do what? They struggle. So, is this you? I acquired degree, but I feel clueless. I don't even know how to write eye converting resume or what to do with my degree right now. These are some of the things we hear. This is Bibi. Bibi did MBIS in a university in Australia. We don't want to mention name. Completed that. But then she was applying to roles. She didn't get anything. And then she was low on confidence. And then she was even scared of applying to jobs at some point because like it's just ghosting, no progress there. And she was like, all these things that I learned in uni, I don't know how to apply it. Is this what I'm gonna do? Like I'm just literally stuck. She came into our world, realized that, oh my God, the things that I learned in university is night and day from what the industry wants. Right? She built the skills over 12 weeks, got one interview, applied her strategy, one interview, job offer, boom, 6-figure salary. Today she works with South Australian Police as a business analyst professional. This is what she had to say. Thank you, Tara. I don't even know how to express my gratitude. God bless you for all you do. 1 year, 6 months after school. I only needed 6 months with Sync Skills to organize my experience and land my first offer. This is why we do what we do. Think about that for a second. So, how many of you have faced this issue? Very quickly. You know, lack of understanding of your visa requirement and condition, right? Pop in the chat. I just want to see yes or no, right? How many of you feel like you have limited network in Australia? Like you don't, today, there's people that get job because of referrals. But as immigrant, we don't even have that opportunity. Literally, it's tough because we don't have big network, right? So how many of you have this issue, limited network? How many of you are facing issue with non-recognition of your foreign certificate or qualification? You know, doctors, you know, lawyer, accountants, they can't practice here because they have to do some expensive certification and qualification exams and whatnot, right? How many of you are faced, oh, you don't have Australian experience. We can't give you the job, right? How many of you have faced discrimination? How many of you have faced systemic racism? These and many more are the common issues that people face. So how do you fix this issue? We're going to show you, but very on a high level, you need to upskill, You need to continuously learn. You need to identify and build capacity in high skill career. I've mentioned some of those roles. You need to know the cultural awareness, what will make employers want to hire you here. Everything is not technical. You need to understand and network within peers, a community that is dedicated to going together and learning together. We went to South Australia for an event sometime, I think July or something, I can't remember. And we met some of our alumni, and they were like so connected. They connected because it's a virtual session. They connected in groups. Today, there's a group that one of those cohorts created. All of them, I think now have gotten jobs in just this June, July, August alone. So networking is important. When you are in people that are tracking the same way, that are fighting the same battle, it helps. So they say that you are the average of 5 people you roll with. And also the Bible said, Book of Proverbs, when you seek at the counsel of the wise, you cannot fail, right? So you need coaching and mentorship from the people that knows the inner system. They say a wise man will learn from their mistake. A smart man will learn from the mistake of others. A foolish man will start to learn from their own mistake, which is more expensive. So those are things you need to do. And of course, for us, we share the strategies and the things you need to learn. One, you need to learn framework. You need to learn the tools. You need to learn technique. You need to learn the skills. You need to learn the concept. And the way we do ours is a bit differently, because we want you to have multi-dimensional skill set. There's a concept called skill stacking, where you have stack of skills that makes you more valuable. So our program would position you to learn the underlying skills that allows you to use your soft skills, transferable skills we talked about earlier, your experience that you already have in whatever you've been doing, plus learning new things that would help you function in any of these roles. Business analyst, scrum master, product owner, project manager, plus AI, change management, software testing. Like, it opens a lot more opportunity for you and makes you dynamic. The difference between us versus them. So other training or university, they'll focus on, well, we're going to just train you. You're going to become a business analyst or scrum master or product owner or project manager. You get one of these. But we say, look, you need to be able to attract any of this opportunity. So, excuse me. So rather than just focus on going down the rabbit hole of one, and maybe it doesn't work, you still get stuck. Learn the underlying skills that allows you perform any of these roles, and you can't avoid AI at the moment if you want to be more productive. So we take this approach, holistic approach, that makes you a generalist, T-shaped employee. T-shaped employees are employees that can add value. And because you can add value in different ways, you start to see possibility, and very soon as you build more domain experience, you start to say, okay, actually, maybe I can start my own company. So we teach you to be T-shaped, not I-shape. I is just one, you're just a project manager, and if they say come and fill in for business analyst, you're shaking. So approach is different in that way. Now these are more people. This is Rachel, Credible, it's Okpe. I'm not going to play the video because of time, but let me see. Yeah, we can't play. This is some of our success story over the years that we're proud of. And I want to talk to you about Pius. Pius, again, worked in multiple jobs. I'm going to quickly, because of time, he was sick, tired, he also works in South Australian Police, right? So I'm showing you all these people so you understand, right? No matter what you're doing at this moment, as long as you believe and you want to see what is possible, you can change your life. So my advice to people that they come to me and say, no, yeah, I totally understand this, but I want to learn some technical things. I want to choose like cybersecurity, data analyst. What about software developer? What about cloud solution? I heard that's the this and that and that and that. I always say very gently that these are not entry level roles. These roles, is in contrast with the strategy I explained to you earlier, where you can use your everyday skills and your experience and learn new technical things in that role and become so valuable using only our strategy as six skills. It's only six skills that can help you on that journey to be able to be attractive enough to earn the six-figure salary. Here, most people go and do these programs and they even struggle to get entry level opportunity. I've lost count of many people that and I say, hey, good luck, do it, we'll see how we go. Now, the problem with targeting entry level is first, competition is at the highest at the bottom. We are all fighting for the scrap. And this is partly why I want to get you people on the call, our people, right? We've shared our story. Your people want to get you away from working in jobs that don't have a lot of leverage. Here's what I mean. If a new person migrates from Nigeria or Ghana or Kenya to Australia today, what job do you think they are going to be competing for? Right? Given all the barriers and everything, we guess it. They want to work in the health sector, right? Factory, all of that, support work. Now, imagine you've done school, you've gotten PR, maybe you're even a citizen now, you've still been doing the same support work. How exactly are you differentiating? By the way, that industry is funded by the government, and the government is constrained right now because they are spending money in that sector. They are trying to look for a way to reduce money in that sector, given that sector is critical. But anything that government is funding is not something that there's a lot of innovation. It's not something that is sustainable. Same thing with Centrelink. If you build your career on that, you build your career on a place where you're literally just fighting everybody. So some people right now be fighting for shift. That is not the way to live life. You have to differentiate yourself. If somebody coming from those countries can come and they compete with you that have been here for a while, you fight for the same shit, you do this, you do that, you're not giving yourself that unfair advantage. You're not increasing your value in a way that makes you more desirable in the marketplace. Remember, you would only be able to earn to the value you can provide to the marketplace. And that's why if you are just spending time doing shift and shift, you're trading time for money. Trading time for money is dangerous because, tell me, in the next 10 years, do you still think you have the same energy to be doing the same thing? What about what it does to you psychologically? As you grow old, do you still want to be clocking in and out? You can't afford to do that. And I'm telling you today that you may not be seeing it. Just like I said, Tayo wasn't seeing it. But if you do not change,
I know we lost you for a minute over there. Yes, everyone. Noah is going to join shortly. Let's just wait for him to join back in.
devil is a liar. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Wow. I was talking. What the last thing you heard? Uh,
No, you were talking about the change. If we did not change what we currently do.
right. So now I want to show you Takunda. Takunda came into this experience, right? So Takunda, I met at the gym, by the way, living somewhere regional Queensland, and I met Takunda at the gym. And as a black person, where I live, basically, when I see a black person, I'm happy because it's like Christmas. Like, oh, thank God, another black person is awesome, right? So I met him in the gym and we started talking, and he told me, look, I'm a software developer back home in Zimbabwe, but here, I've been stuck. I've not been able to get opportunities, so I'm doing support work at the moment. I'm like, oh my goodness. Jesus, you can't continue to do this. I told him what was possible and he reflected. Of course, it was just a casual conversation at the gym. I shared a few information with him. Took him a bit of time. At the time, he was expecting a child. So basically, towards when he had the child, he reached out and he was like, look, dude, how can I get into this program? And eventually, I told him everything. He got into the program, got into it, implemented everything. This man did every single thing we showed him. Like, he would be sending message dead in the night, like, no, team, I need this thing, I need that. I'm like, oh, calm down. But he needed it so badly. And guess what? After going through the program, he landed a six-figure job. Now, this job changed his life genuinely. And I want you to read what he said. He said, look, he said, thank you so much, Tayo. You're hearing Tayo. I'm there in the mix as well. The team is there as well. But Tayo is the one that interfaces with all everybody in the company. So you'll be hearing that a lot, right? I'm deeply grateful for all the effort you and team have put in helping change the course of my life. Look at this. Because of your support, I can now dedicate my weekends fully to my family,
Forgive him.
free from... Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? So I said free from the stress of working weekend shift. It means more than words can express. Now think about this, guys. This is what truly keeps us awake. How can we help more people? We want to help 3,000 people by next year. So how many of you believe that you still need multiple jobs to make six-figure with all we've been discussing so far? Put in the chat. I want to hear from you, right? We promised each other this is going to be a conversation. Huh? Put in the chat. How many of you believe that you still need to work multiple jobs? Yeah, no, Julie, thank you. Julie says no. Okay, I'm happy. Charles says no. Great, right? No, I need more response. Kala, thank you, right? Okay. Now, because as I said, belief is fundamental to everything that you do. Look at more job offers, right? This is Sean, this is Emmanuel. I can't zoom in on this, but if you look at this, right? I can't zoom in on this. This person sent a message, I remember, at 12 a.m. and his name is actually Emmanuel. He said, look, I am tired, in the body of his email, he said, I'm tired of doing disability jobs. This guy, this is the email proof I shared here, right? Earlier this year, he got the offer letter. And guess what? The funny thing? He got an account manager role and they gave him an official car. Obviously, the nature of the job. He's the only one that has gotten an official car. I couldn't believe it when he told me, no, Noah, I have good news. My life has changed, right? And they gave me official car. I thought it was blabbing. Like, what do you mean official car? Like this, But it did happen. This is the offer letter here. Now think about somebody. What will make so? I asked him, why did you send that email at 12 a.m.? Like, I was at shift. I was just tired and frustrated. So he had seen one of our content online and somebody, Dr. Joey, one of a good friend that did a content about us, he just got emailed there and sent it. And like, see, these are more job offer. You can read it. I don't want to go into that. But I will not waste time here. I want to show you something very shocking that puts everything into context. So you're a support worker. If you do average job today, average hour, normal hours, you earn between 60 to $75,000. Yeah. I know Richard is getting anxious, like, let's go to the thing. No, if you don't rebuild your belief system, I can't go into this. Is not about the program. This is not about the course. I can tell you about our program in 5 minutes, but you need to have the belief that you can do it. The only reason this works for people is when they know I am committing that I can do this. I'm going to give it everything and do it. This is not like any other program you see or course you see out there or training. They tell you, yes, you can do business analyst course. It's 12 weeks. It's doing it. No, that's not what we're doing here. It's a journey of transformation that I'm explaining, and it's important I go step by step. Right? So now, this is if people, obviously 60, 70K doing standard disability job is not going to be enough for so many people, especially if you've got family or you have school fees to pay, all of that. So that means they need to do double, right? Double shift, work hours. Some people work 70 to 80 hours averagely, we've seen, losing time, sleep, which is just unrealistic in terms of even your health long term, right? Now, let's look at it. To hit 120K, you have to work crazy. But you can change that story if you build your skills, right, in high demand role, and you can earn anywhere upwards of $4,437 per fortnight, and you work less, incredibly less. What am I talking about? Now, people don't calculate the cost of emotional toll, the cost of freedom, the cost of flexibility, career growth and progression, and I see your unfair advantage. If I ask some people, what's your unfair advantage now? They've probably not thought about it in a while. Health crisis. Guys, lack of sleep, not sleeping well, causes health crisis. I don't want to go into the biology class, but people are building up into a future where they just collapse. And it's scary, it's sad, and that's why I can't sleep at night. Like literally wanting to solve this problem at a global scale, right? So you sometimes don't think about this, and then you're like, oh, I just need to make money to survive. Now, let's look at faith.
When I was working as a disability support worker, I experienced a client that put me in a circumstance that I was hit by a car. One of them. Yes. So I sustained an injury that eventually I went through a surgery. And after that, I was very traumatized and I never wanted to go to work. But remember, you are an immigrant here. You need money. You need to go to work. So I would go, but still I want to move from that kind of job and do something that brings value in like different businesses or society. So when I came to seeing skills, when Tayo explained it to me, I was like, probably this is something that I would want to do and probably get something out of it. And truly, I can tell you, I am a testimony that.
Yeah, so I just shared Faith's story. I want you to tell me in the chat, have you faced a very stressful situation at work as a result of the work you're doing, or you know somebody that's been injured or sick or very stressed because of the work? Let me know in the chat, right? Because I want you to understand this is Faith's story, very touching. You know, it kind of like just gave bad memories for me as a person as well. I shared my dad's story earlier. My dad is slow dead, and many of the things that he faced was because of the job that he was doing. The job he was doing was exhausting, and yeah, he was making money, sending it back home. It was okay, but now I know that had impact. So this is an offer from one of our students. You can see here, see the arrow, and look at the hours. This person is required to work 76 hours per fortnight, and they're going to make over $4,000 per fortnight. Guess what? Nobody works straight 8 hours in this type of job. You take breaks as well. So 76 hours is just like that's the time you're meant to work. But guess what? Sometimes you do 2 hours work, you deliver value, you're done for the day. And that's what we're talking about, flexibility, because it's literally a function of your value, not the time. And look at, he studied accounting, he joined us in July 2024, did all this interview prep, started applying in November, got a job in February, right? That is the, look at another one. This is it. This 30th of June 2025, right? Look at it. $4,437 per fortnight. You can see how many hours they need to work. Like I said, you don't even need to work up to the hours. This is somebody that wanted a transformation so badly, put in the work. Monday to Friday, you have your weekend to spend, you have evenings. Some days are just very, very, very chilled. Right? So, let me ask you a question. I know many of you are like, no, you're spitting so much facts, so many things. How many of you feel like this currently? Like there's so many things. Trust me, I can go 10 hours talking about this. Right? We've done it for years, we know. Let me know in the chat, how many of you feel like this? Right? You feel like, there's so many things. You feel like this girl. Yeah? All right, Karim. Think that's good. Okay. Yeah, Victor. Yeah, I know. We've been chatting for a bit. Do you want me to show you exactly the strategy that has helped many of these people to then change their life, to get these 6-figure offers where they work less without burning out, without facing emotional toll? The fulfillment, just the fulfillment and the security that, yes, I'm up to something finally in my career. How many of you want me to show you that system? That system that will help you change your life. I want a yes. I want your permission to show you. Do you want me to show you the irresistible offer? Yes, in the chat. And I need at least 30 yeses. I need, like I said, I need permission to be able to go to the next stage. Else, we can just go and say, yeah, that's fine. You know, we've heard it. It helps you understand what is possible. Yes. Okay, great. I get 5 more, I'm going to show you. So I still need 5 more yeses. Right? Okay, amazing. I got 5 more yeses. Great. Because if you do not fix your current situation, I bet you in the same 12 months, you're still going to be in the same situation. By 12-month time, you're going to, oh yeah, I heard this thing. It's great. Yeah, I'm inspired. I didn't take action. That was it. 12 months. And I know, because I'm excited, I know that there are a lot of people that will take on this offer today. And in the next 6 months, you're going to, it's going to be the best moment of your life. How do I know? Let me introduce you to another 6-figure texter. This person got a 6-figure job. Let me see. Enrolled with us. She has done so many other programs before, and came into our world finally. Guess what? I posted randomly one of our success story on LinkedIn. She's been following me apparently for a while, but she was not sure. She reached out like, Noah, I see all your success story you're posting. I'm not sure. Hey, I've done this and done that. What do you advise? Say, hey, look, come into our lab. I will show you exactly what it is. And today, she has a job. She works and she earns more than. By the way, there are some people that get shift, work a lot. For her, she wasn't even getting enough shift. So as I understood it, she would get a 2-hour shift where she needed to drive 2 hours for. So going 2 hour, coming 1 hour, going 1 hour, coming 1 hour. So 2 hours to do 2 hour shift. She was frustrated, like, oh my God. She sent me one via voice note one day, like, oh no, I'm applying to this job. They've they've not called me for interview. I'm like, look, this is what you need to do. She got interview, went, smashed it, boom, offer. But it's important for me to tell you and set expectation. We are not directly going to hand you job. This is not a Ponzi scheme or whatever. And we're not telling you exactly the timeline for you to get a job, because it's a function of how you apply yourself to implement the strategy. You can't if you have a goal to lose weight, you can't buy a treadmill, right? And blame the treadmill and say, oh yeah, that treadmill does not work. If you don't step on it and use it, you're not going to lose anything, nada, zilch. So we don't guarantee you that. We don't offer you job guide. We're going to show you exactly the step. The people that have applied it religiously, committed to the process, many of them are leaders now, they're working. There are some people that have worked 2.5 years, right, in these tech roles, right? So comment yes if this is you. I want to get callbacks for my job application without being ghosted. Let me know. I want to feel confident when I go for job interviews. Like, oh, I don't want to feel like, oh yeah, they're doing me. Let me know. Yes, I'm saying yes. I want to be able to secure a job with a winning strategy. I just want to follow that strategy and not just try and error and then waste time, waste my life, right? Yes, I do not want to feel like I'm doing this alone. Oh, apply to job alone, 50 job, like, girl, this is hard. When will this happen? Yes in the chat, right? Now let me tell you, we know we've tested so many things. This is many years of experience. Now I've done this coaching for 9 years plus, both in Africa, here in Australia, 3 years going, helping thousands of people. We've spent thousands of dollars on educating people, on events, on trying things, on strategy, on networking with leaders over the years. We've researched so much, hired people to do different things, check what is working, tested so many things through the thousands of people we've been supporting. We have 241 success stories as today in just career. Many are even doing businesses, starting their business as well. We have a world-class team. It's more than just a training for us, it's a transformation. So I'm going to show you the 6-figure offer that helped. This is Audie. Look at her offer. She got this job. Literally, she started the job yesterday, Monday. Monday was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, Monday. She just started the job. You can see, job offer. Boom. So this same arc that we started 3 years ago still works. Right? We've improved it over the years. Obviously, you're going to get the better version of it. So that is Audie. You know, you can see as a review. If you go on our ThinkFuse and check review, you see what she wrote as well. She literally had done programs from university as well. Nothing. She was stuck until she came to our world. So let's dive into the 6-figure offer. The first thing I want to tell you about the framework is how we actually handle it. Remember I told you how this started. Started from the person that is now my wife, the person that gives me so much energy, gives me the reason to dare to be more. Tayo. And you've seen her in many stuff, because as soon as she got her why, using the system that I built, right? And we built it together and she implemented it and she got this, we were able to use that to help so many people. And you see success story, you see how Tayo, this and that. She's the one that faced with so many people. But how did we master this? We needed to create something that has no code, because Tayo did professional accounting. And in her first degree, she did creative art. Oh my goodness, talk about that. How do you use creative art in Australia? Australia does not even have a big, creative industry or whatever. So imagine you have that degree and you come to Australia, you may never be able to use it to do anything meaningful. And there are many people that have degrees like that are not relevant in Australia. So the moment you decided to move to Australia, you need to understand that you need to reposition yourself for the things that work here. Else, you're going to be stuck doing low-level job. Hopefully not forever. Now, in saying that, I needed to design a system that is not overwhelming, meaning you're just learning so much theory, all of that, to help somebody that have no experience in tech. In fact, Tayo did not work a lot in Nigeria. So had no experience, and don't need to do certifications. And that was what birthed this framework, the core skills system. So this is our 3-step framework for you to master the kind of skills that employer will fight to hire you for. That is what this is about. I was like, I need to help her build the skills that when she goes for interview, they are going to rush and give her a job offer. So good news, when she connected and she was ready to go on the journey, we're starting to flesh it out. Hey, oh boy, it was lonely for her because she was the only person in the program, right? And it was not this structured. But this is a snippet of what it looks like now. Will you play? Okay, so I'm gonna play. Hopefully it allows us. Yep. Sales went up $100 million at the end of the month, right? They are looking at the data and they are asking you as a business analyst, why did we not make $100 million in July?
Because there's no discount in July. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's simple, right?
Yeah,
And
appeal to people.
they sold more, so economies of scale. So sold more products at a discounted price.
Yeah. Okay.
People like discounts.
People like discount. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so that is just a snippet. This is how we have conversation and engage in cars to build the skills. It is a 6 hours commitment per week. So basically, it's a virtual session. It's apprenticeship style. We engage to build real skills that employers would hire you for, like I said earlier. And guess what? It is 5 to 8 p.m., 3 hours a week. And this is the same time some people spend using to relax, like watch Netflix, 6 hours in a week. I'm sure we have that. And I know if you calculate the time you need to eat, sleep, have sex, do everything you like, you have 6 hours left to learn and study, right? I know that. So we've done the calculation. If you want to know the calculation, go and read the book, Magic of Thinking Big. You will see that everybody has time for the things that are important to them. 6 hours commitment in a week for 3 months literally has changed 240 plus life, like I said, in terms of getting a 6-figure opportunity. Let me know in the chat. Do you think that is a fair deal? You think you'll be able to commit 6 hours in a week to learn the skills that will change your life for 3 months? All right? Pop in the chat. Sure, yes, I can see Akiemi say, sure. Victor, yeah, okay, brilliant. Now, that is not all, because we want to show you how the work is done. Remember, we're not trying to create another university system where you're just trying to learn theory thing. We're going to show you exactly how the work is done. So we give you a challenge, an assessment where you work in groups. Right? So you work in groups, you solve a problem. Now the mindset here is everything you're solving are things that an employer should be able to pay for. So the output that you deliver are things that employer is so valuable and employer would pay for it. So imagine doing that continuously for 12 weeks. By the time you're done with that 3-month program, you have so much confidence. You've created so many things that will feed into your portfolio. And guess what? It's not done alone. Watch.
Focusing on the recipe suggestions. So I'll start off by going through the user story for the discount view. So the user story goes as a shopper using the smart.
So this is an example. You can see a small group of people working together. I'm not there. Facilitator is not there. They're solving problems themselves. You can see the tool that they are using. You can see how they're solving problem. This is the nature of how the job is. And then when they're done, they're going to submit it for review, right? From the facilitator to look at it and give them feedback. This is what it looks like.
The functional and bug-free. The scope of the project must be fulfilled. The project must be regulatory compliant. The project must show proper documentation for future references. And these are the key performance indices to match the two.
I talked about Pilot earlier. The guy that got 3 job offers. This is Pilot doing it. You can see the process. There's no shortcut there. They come, they put in the work, they get feedback from the instructor, they get better, and they build the skills in a way that employers can then give them job offer, right? And we give them feedback, like I said here.
You want to know what the root cause of a particular problem is, because again, as a business analyst, you can find yourself doing any form of analysis. So you want to know what the root cause of a problem is. There are several techniques you can actually use, including 5 whys. And the way 5 whys work is basically when something happens, and let's say there's a situation or there's a problem, and you want to actually understand, because fixing the surface issue might actually not completely resolve that issue.
Right? So that's a problem we're solving, and we're implementing technique to solve it properly, right? So let me ask you a question. If you got 12 weeks, an instructor showing you exactly what you need to learn to become high demand professional, right? We give you real things that organizations will pay for, so you know how to solve it already. So when you get to interviews, you can go there and tell them, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, I have this experience. And it's not a lonely one-on-one experience. You work in teams just like you would do on the job, right? You get feedback from experts to help you bring to the level that employers require, right? How many of you believe that this type of hand-holding experience will help you build our skills? How many of you believe that? Based on what I've shown you, just snippet, right? How many of you believe that? Yes in the chat. Yeah, I do. Thaddeus, okay, great. Yeah, I want to hear from more people, please. Put in the chat. Okay, now, I said university earlier. I told you university will charge 60,000 plus.
I'm sorry. I've just joined.
So the university will charge 60,000 plus to help you build theory skills. But we go on a journey in 3 months to build skills that the industry want to pay for, to build experience that they value, to work in team in the same way that the job will look like when you get on the job, so you're not shaking like, oh, what do I do? Where do I start from? And get feedback from experts. Do you think that it's valued? Our value is this, right? 6,000. Put a value of 6,222. Do you think that this is value for money for you? Remember, you do 2 years in university, and when you finish, you're not sure what to do with it. I want to see in the chat, do you think that is value, yes or no? 3-month journey where you get the confidence, you have the skills that they want to pay you 120,000 plus for. Does that make sense for you? Yes? I want to see, all right, value overload, thank you. Okay, good, because we need to have that belief, right? Okay, now that you have the foundational skills to get this job, now I want you to comment yes if this is you. I want to be able to apply without feeling like I do not have Australian work experience. So many people, they face a wall when it comes to this. I want to apply. I don't want to feel like, yes, Australian. I want to go for an interview with so much confidence, like no, I didn't beg for this interview. I want to solve your problem. So you have that confidence, right? I want to feel like I have so much value and I'm not lucky to get interviews. Yes. Ah, but what else are you missing, right? To be able to get that, we have a framework. Now, this framework helps you to apply your skills, showcase results, and walk into any interviews with confidence. Now, so many people lack confidence. When you get interviews, in fact, some people shake so much, like, oh my God, I'm not sure what to say, what to do, basically. So they are not confident. And then when they go there, it shows in the result that they get because they are not confident. So we want you to understand that experience is not just the time you spend on doing something, but the proof that you've applied the skills, you've learned from your mistake, and you've discovered best way to deliver result, which is what we'll be giving you as well. This is Laura. Laura basically got this job, and you can see she's to resume 22nd of September. That's Monday. Yeah, Monday as well, right? Recent offer. This is what Laura have to say, but because of time, I want to get into it. But I'm just showing you all of this so you know that this process works. Now, how do you go to interviews and have the confidence needed? One, you need to sharpen your communication skills, critical thinking skills, stakeholder management skills, and you need to be able to present your work confidently in real life. Now, for many of you, it's been a while since you even did PowerPoint presentation. I know, because the first week of all our cohorts, we start from this. How many of you have not done presentation in a year, at least, right? Or done a group presentation where you are talking to like 20, 30 people, right? Yeah, some people have not, right? So this is how we help you sharpen that.
That you mentioned as part of the project that you've worked on. Are you able to talk me through sort of like your process, your role, on that project from using the software development lifecycle? So basically from ideation down to maintenance. I'm just keen to know,
thank you.
What your role was.
Oh, yes. Going back on that, as I said,
so you can see we work with our students too. This is okay. By the way, everybody on this call actually got in job, like 6-figure job. Right? This is why we say that you need to put in the work and learn and grow. Right? This is Okpe. Okpe has already got in job, but this is how we help you practice so you can build your skills and you can then go to interviews and convince so that you can get that job offer. Even if you attract interviews, if you don't know how to communicate properly and answer questions and show your experience and value, you're not going to be able to get the job. Now, the value of this is 2,600, which is crazily discounted. Imagine helping you build the skills, the right things to say, coaching, soft skills, presentation skills in a way that helps you build that career, pegged at that is a steal. That's not all. We also work with you to say, look, those experience you have from Africa, from your host country, how does it relate to what employers want to hire you for here? We work with you to deliver a project that employers really value in Australia. You can't know that if you don't know it. It's as simple as that. Adequate care, right? So, but it's a system that enables all of that. So you can see after that, we then show everybody they work. This is them working on their project. We review it together. We help them design project that is so high valued that companies want. And that's not all. We have partnership with Queensland government, right? We're part of the Advanced Queensland program. We have partnership with ACS, Australian Computer Society, Tech Visa, University of Queensland. I do some mentoring for UQ founders in the university as well, right? So we're building credibility. But think about it. If you have the soft skills and the way you're able to go to interview, to feel confident, talk, communicate in the way that Australian companies want to hire, you build your project experience and portfolio in a way that you have quality project that is relevant in this market. You then have project bank. Like I said, hundreds and hundreds of people have gone through our program. Their projects, we've seen it, we have it nicely packaged for you. Even if you don't have any experience, you can draw inspiration from that. All of that comes down to 3,540. Now, because of time, obviously, we're going to talk about another thing that you need to be able to get this job offer. Because see, there's a lot of components in there, and this is why people don't get the opportunity, because they don't know that they have to do all of this work. Now, how do you get interview? Another big question. Many people don't know how to market themselves. In fact, when I moved to Australia 3 years ago, I suffered greatly from this as well. Because of cultural things, because of my approach, the strategy, I was struggling initially to get interview. Even my name, currently I use my middle name, Noah. It's easy for everyone. But I used to use my name, Oluwagbenga. That is long, and it was shutting me out from opportunity. Because recruiters see my name and they struggle and they don't want to offend me, they just keep on it. They have other candidates anyway. So one day I realized, as I was searching for answers and everything, somebody a recruiter was kind enough to tell me, Oluwagbenga. I was like, gave her a hand, and then she told me, look, this your name, maybe consider a simple name. Right? So many people, they just pray application, right? They just 50 jobs per week with no result. And some people, they just dump their resume, the same resume, they use it for hundreds of jobs and wonder why they don't get any response. You can't spray your resume, the same resume for every job. It's just like every company will not want the same thing. Yes, it may be the same role, but they want different thing at the end of the day. So you can't just dump your resume everywhere. And so many people are very reactive with the application. They just apply with the same resume and just wait and just hope, right? Or some people are just chilling. They're not even applying again. They've given up because they are tired. Or some people, they've just quit. Like, well, I'll just continue with what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you, as I promised earlier, this one for free. You can take it, right? If you check in the chat, you see the URL. You can go to jobos.ai. So if you're struggling with interviews today, right? Let's say your whatever skills you want to, whatever role you want to apply to, and you're desperately wanting an interview, one step on the way to help you get better results is this platform that helps you tailor your application in a way that you get noticed. The job market is very saturated indeed. So employers are looking for standout candidates. Even though there are so many opportunities, there are many people just doing job application the wrong way. You can stand out if you customize your application and do a bit of more targeted approach. This application helps you. So you can scan it now for free, check it out at your time, and use that as your strategy for applying to job. The link is also in the chat, Andy. You can check it out. But as we go on, so this is one of the tools we use as well internally that has helped so many people get more interviews. And then we also do a comprehensive job strategy session, right? So the tool alone will not work if you don't still know how to approach your job application, right? So this is a job application session.
Those are the things they're going to be looking at. And dare I say, those things contribute significantly to why they may or may not call you back. Okay? The most technical person or the most technical people do not get the job. The best presenters get the job. Interviewers are...
So very quickly, that's a session we go very deep in how you need to apply to job. Again, what you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know it, you don't know it. You're just going to be toiling. But like I gave you a gift already, check the app out. It will give you a leg up in your job application process. Another thing is now, if you get interviews, How do you solve the problem of going there feeling confident and showcasing your power and your skills, right? So this session will help to refine your answer and help you enrich it.
Where I worked as a lead business analyst for Justin Solutions. And Justin Solution being like a consultant, we had a client in the health industry, community living option, and we were the implementation partners for that particular organization. So when we were given the contract to go in as a lead business analyst.
Yeah, so that is how we coach people through refining their response, because there's so many cultural things, the way we answer question, monosyllabic nature, there's so many things that we do that hurt our chances of getting the job. You will not know it because there are cultural that I suffer from it as well. When I moved to Australia 3 years ago, even though I had 10 years experience working in tech at that time, basically I was not passing interview and I was wondering why. Because I go to interview and just go and talk about the technical details of it. And I forget in Australia, there are different type of interview. There's one-on-one interview where it's just you and one person. There's panel interview. Panel interview is very popular where it's not just the technical role that is there. HR is there. Others SMEs can be there. So if you're just going technical on them, you lose the other people in the panel and they mark you down and they just tell you you're not a culture fit. You don't get the job and you never know why you're not getting ahead. So that is why we, knowing the secret, as we know we're part of the industry, we've been able to expose the secret that helps you refine your response in a way that this employer will value you. And you can see, this is Faith. Some of the offer I'm showing you recently, this is Faith, this is Odi, this is Fadila, this is Ernestina, this is Aisha, this is Sheila, this is Yemisi, this is Tosin, this is Laura, right? You can see most of them are on the call. The offer I'm showing you. So that's showing you that this is not a process that is like, oh, abstract. It works. If you apply it, you get the offer, right? So here the system helps you build your confidence so that you can go to interview and be confident. It helps you attract more interviews through your job application process, as I mentioned, and we show you all the hidden strategy that makes employer want to hire you. Basically, they see all the quality and the value that you can bring. Okay, so now these are the core 3 things, and if you see how the framework works, the first part is building your skills, where we go on that journey 12 weeks. You build your skills, you get portfolio, you get feedback from the facilitators, you work within a group to build that experience. The second one is soft skills coaching. I tell you, we're very deficient in the way we talk, like Africans especially, because the culture here in Australia is different. And if you're in an interview and you're not showcasing that, that's why you get rejected. Like, oh, you don't have that culture fit. Those are the things that you don't know that is happening, right? How do you solve Australian experience as well? We help you solve that. How do you get industry project that works? And you're not talking about a project in Africa that is not going to work here and they're going to say, oh, you don't have culture fit as well. We coach you through that. And then the biggest thing, how do you get interviews in the first place? But more important, how do you also go to interviews and feel confident to be able to answer their questions, right? All of those things are what we help you solve. So can I ask you a question, right? Many of you, you've done masters in university, you've done trainings and all of that. If somebody wants to help you build skills, knowing that you don't have experience in tech and all of that, they want to help you build skills in a way that you're going to be confident to be able to get a job. Do you think 6,200 is worth it? We've agreed it's worth it, right? The next thing is, if we want to help you solve how you communicate, build your soft skills in a way that you can communicate with, employers here, leaders here confidently, and they're going to hire you. Do you think that 3,500 to do that work with you is worth it? Yes or no? And also, if somebody told you, hey, I have a strategy that's going to help you secure interview. You go to that interview, also you learn all these questions, this strategy, and you'll be able to, go there and pass that interview at 2,900. Do you think it is value for you? Now, I want you to ponder on that, because all of these things we're saying the value is $12,752. Now, university charge, we all agree, 80,000 plus, 60,000 plus, depending on the cost. And you don't even get number one. You just get your certificate at the end of the day, and you're not confident. Now, but because you're here today, you stayed to this point, you understood the journey and what we're saying, we're not obviously going to charge you that, even though we know that what we're doing, and as I said, there are some things that are actually we can't put a value on. They are value, like they are priceless. Their value can't just be quantified, right? In the work that we do with you, we give you a special offer to pay 5,000 plus, but only for people on this webinar, right? You can only get this offer if you sign up today on the webinar, right? That's the condition for this. Why? Because you came here, you've learned, we've been able to have conversations and share what is possible with you. This is Adewumi. Somebody referred her to us. She went on the journey. She works now. Think about, like, if you didn't get that guarantees from Femi, for example, you're not going to go ahead, and who knows, like, this opportunity is life-changing, and you see, just used to appreciating what you've learned so far, which takes me to, so many people, they're like, I've done FBIS, I know it. So that is it. This is another success story.
Okay, Tayo, I'd like to let everyone know that everything that you're told at Sing Skills is entirely true.
So because of time, see Shima working, Inamdi working, Inyi working, Tosin is our coach formerly, and all those people basically are working in tech. For you to know that
when I started at
right now, I want to quickly go over some of the other issues that you can only learn here, and I know, and I need to share it so you know. How do you solve Australian work experience? Now, we've told you that we can help you solve that, but how do we solve it? We have partners in government and other private, institution, and we also have our partner company called Jasin Solution. So Jasin Solution take contracts from different companies across Australia, and our students get opportunity to contribute to those projects as applicable. Going through Sing Skills program gives you opportunity to claim up to 24-month experience, which is like, you can't get it anywhere. You can try all you want. So if you leave this call, you're never going to get this opportunity again anyway. So think about it. We give you 2 years worth of experience that helps you break that Australian barrier that, oh, you don't have work experience in Australia, that shut so many people out. So we give you up to 2 years. And the important thing here is that it's not just giving you up to 2 years, but the fact that this can mean the difference between if you will earn 80 or 120 upward in your job offer, because the experience matters when they're trying to offer you. So if they've said, okay, you are a good candidate, we want to hire you, but they start to look at your experience and say, oh, you don't have sufficient experience in Australia, they start to reduce your money. And that is why this is so important. But you only get this opportunity if you sign up for the webinar today. You'll be able to claim up to 24-month experience with Jasin Solution, our software partner. But also, if you want to work, as I said, on some of our projects, right, to count towards that 2 years experience, we give you 1 month free to work with the developers, testers, to see real project being worked on, and you can contribute to that, right? We value that as 1.5. Now, another bonus you get only on this webinar, when you apply to jobs and you get a positive response, sometimes in this role, they send you a case study. Case study means they want to make sure that you are able to do this job before they even call you for interview. This is an example. You can see this is even the one Audie did. She's already working now, right? We'll solve it together with you, right? You can see another one here. If you look at this email, this is 27th of August, recently as well. So they tell you that you should do a case study. This is a project officer role. If you sign up in this webinar today, we'll be able to do this for free for you. Excuse me. So we'll be able to do this for free for you. Trust me, guys, I wish I could stop now, but I just want to show you, even because I'm suffering right now, talking too much, but I want to show you what is possible. I think it's a disservice if you don't learn about everything because of the way I'm feeling. Yeah. When it comes to resume, many people treat their resume as another document. Resume is truly your marketing document that markets your skill and experience. You need to be able to stand out. So we give you templates, we give you a combination of template tools that helps you attract more interview. Like I said, now look at this, personalized feedback. Sometimes you just need some personalized feedback for your resume. Maybe in terms of the quality of your experience, we help you with that. Now, only on this webinar, we would give you for free 1 hour session where we do that, valued at $157. So a coach will jump on call with you. You can see here as well how we're helping people do that. Right? Because of time, I'm not going to go into this, but I want you to know that you don't want to figure case study out yourself, especially in this role that you're not like super experienced. You still need guidance, right? And another bonus we want to give you that helps you become more confident is what we call elevator pitch. What helps you go to interview and answer that first question? Tell me about yourself. What made you apply to this job? Look at Ernestina. She's gotten a job as well. Look at the sample response.
Tayo, yes, I'm more than happy to tell you a bit more about myself. But before I get into that, I just want to take a minute and say thank you for having me here today, for your time, and for the opportunity to walk you through my professional journey. My name is Ernestina Autry, and I've been a business analyst for the last 5 years. In that period, I've been quite privileged to work across various domains, ranging from IT, e-commerce, logistics, and transportation, within which I've also worked on.
Right. So that is a sample of what coaching can do, make you very coherent. So when you go there now, and now when you've done all of these things, you need reference check. So if you're working support work today, you can't go to your manager and go and collect reference check for a business analyst or project manager, all these high skill job. Obviously not, right? So we work with you to be able to do your reference check. You can see sample reference check that I've done, the team have done as well. So we help you that you can only get that here as well. Like, this is the value. Typically, they will ask for a minimum of 2 reference check. So if you sign up for this webinar, from this webinar, you'll be able to get that done for free, 2 for free. And that's the value. And this is... Wow, so talk to me. How are you feeling? Our new business analyst. You resume next week, right?
Yeah, next week, Monday.
That's a job, right? Now, one of the favorite part as well, accountability and support. To be honest, there's some days where you'll be a bit down. You want to ask questions. You see, our community is powerful. It's one of the most important parts. Some community that support each other. You can see as people are getting jobs and offer, there's a lot of energy, love. This is just a snippet of our inner circle, our inner Slack channel, where we used to communicate, where the community are learning together and growing together. So that's what we do.
I got a job with the city government.
Wow.
Yeah.
A city government.
Yes, as a data analyst.
Amazing. Right, so that is it. Still on accountability and support, you can see this is a message from a student that also you can see he got his job. He started this month, 1st of September, and he went through a lot, talk about different challenges, and we're able to support him, and he was just so ever grateful for that opportunity. I don't want to stay in there. So just to recap all the things you get if you sign up today on this webinar, and you not need to pay extra. So we solve your Australia work experience. I've talked about that. We give you up to 24 months. We solve helping you review your resume or your project, personalized review there, elevator pitch, I showed you, reference check, unlimited community support, right? You get all of these things if you sign up today. This is Esosa. Esosa came into our world, got the job offer. Obviously, you can see the message. This is our internal stuff, and then you get lifetime access to our course material as well when you join us. Now you have two choices: take no action, remain the same, right? You can say, oh yeah, I've spent time, I've learned new things. Trust me, you're not going to do anything with it after you leave here. It's just going to be, back to normal. You forget about everything tomorrow. Or invest and see what is possible to change your life forever, right? I see people flushing down, at least $70,000, people that I know that have the skills and could have changed their life. But they didn't take the opportunity. Today, they're still like, oh no, when is the next cohort starting? I'm like, okay, September, November, whatever, right? Delay is dangerous for you. I've told you why it's dangerous. And I want you to understand the concept of investing. So you may say, oh yeah, I don't have money now. But trust me, there are people that use credit card to buy bags and shoes and different things. You literally just rake up debt. But the first time I realized somebody paid for the course with credit card, it shocked me. And I asked him, what is this? What are you doing? He said, I want to pay because I know if I invest this time and go through this journey, I can secure this job offer and you pay back all of these things that I have, all this debt that I have. And that was transformative for me. So most people are also okay with taking mortgage, right? You can buy a house and be like, yeah, I'm fulfilled. Pay $50,000 or $100,000, $120,000, buy a house. But the best investment you really invest in yourself is in yourself. When you increase your value and you can do one job and earn $120,000, you can buy a house, you can buy a car, you can do whatever, right? Without spending so much hours chasing shift and doing very hard job. So what I say is that the investment in this program is much more than buying a house, right? Especially if you're not buying it outrightly. This is job offer. This is Laura. You saw an interview prep I shared earlier, right? Now, the other thing I want you to understand is money is a tool. You can't use money if you have cash like this or money in your account, you can't use it to keep warm or cold. You can't eat it or you can't sleep with it. You can only use it to exchange value, right? So money is a tool for exchange of value. That's why when you increase your value, you attract more money to you. So if you're like, oh, I want to save this, and you're just spending on disposable income, you're never going to go far in life, which is the hard truth. It took me time to know. So investing in my future has always been the best. This is my coach. You can look him up. It's Dan Mattel. To work with him is $5,000 every 2 months. But working with him and paying literally changed my life, right? So, you can try and spend money on vacation. I know 5,000 can blow it on vacation income and it's good experience and all of that. But the greatest investment is investing Charlie Munger said it brilliantly. Spend your money, pour your money in your head so you can get the best return on investment. This is not a training. It's a transformative program. The transformation is in the transaction, right? Everything that I've experienced in my life, whether when I hire a new staff or I hire something or I spend on a course, on a program, or spend time on personal development, it has changed my life genuinely. And I want you to understand that. So we love to over-deliver. So I will tell you that if for this webinar alone, you have opportunity to get all the things I've talked about, from the Skill Up framework to experience to marketing yourself, plus more than $10,000 worth of bonuses that I explained to you that will help you solve Australian experience, getting more interview, reviewing your project, working on case study, all of those things that will help you attract that opportunity. So to explore this, you have 10 minutes for the people, only 15 people from this call will be given this opportunity to go to this link. You have two options very clearly. You will not get this option anywhere. You can check our website or everywhere, and I know some of you already know. You can't get this kind of offer anywhere in the world. You can only get it here. So for the first 15 people, you can lock down your spot. Our next course starts in November, but you can lock that spot now, right? Only 15 people will be allowed to lock their spot for $1,000. You go to this payment link in the chart to sign up today, and you pay the remaining in 4 installments. Or you pay $5,000 today and move on to lock down your spot. First 15 people only. So if you want that opportunity to work with us, this is the cheapest it will be, and this is the most flexible option we would ever give. Outside of this webinar, we don't give this kind of opportunities. More expensive, and we don't give installment, right? Because the transformation is in the transaction. So if you've heard all what we talk about today, if you want to join us on this transformative program, you literally have 8 minutes thereabout to go to the link and lock in your spot today. First 15 people. All right, while we're there, if you've got any question, let me know. Like I said, first 15 people, the time is counting down. After this, we would close the link and we will be done with this session today. So if you want to join us, you still have opportunity, but it will be obviously more expensive and one-time payment, and you will not get all the bonuses that we've talked about. So typically, yeah, okay, one question here, can we give a physical class? Well, we operate virtually because we support people across, not just Australia, even UK, join us on this program. And by the way, 55% of our people that join us from referrals, people that have gotten offer and they just join us. So the remaining slot is what we're giving out in webinars to join us. No, the program is $5,000. If you want to join us, you can lock your spot, the first installment today, with $1,000. It's a deposit, and you pay the rest in 4 installments. You go to the link, you see the details there. So program is $5,000. You lock your spot with $1,000, right? You want to build a career and get a 6-figure opportunity. You want us to work with you to achieve that. That is the price you want to pay, and to be honest, it is heavily discounted. We prefer for you to pay in 1 installment and move on, but we understand that some of you would need flexibility around installment. You can only get it here, plus you can only get all those bonuses I mentioned on the webinar, else you have to pay that. Is there before I go, is there a visa pathway with these roles? Well, the answer is yes. These are high skill roles. If you check the core skilled occupation list, obviously these roles that I've mentioned are there. But you've got to check and consult with your agent. So if you have maybe IT masters or BSc, and you start working as a business and project manager, obviously you've created the best scenario for yourself, right? Because now you have experience, you're able to then go do your assessment. But we don't give immigration advice. That's not our core. Our core is to help you build a career and a future. But certainly there's a visa pathway here, Victor. The link is not accepting payment. Team, how come? Please don't make it more difficult. So please, let's check the link. Julie, can you If you can send a screenshot of what you're facing. Okay, thank you guys. I'm seeing people, you've got 5 minutes. If you want to lock in, this offer goes away now. Karen owns work. Thank you, Karen, has put in the chat. Thank you. Congratulations. I know definitely you are our people. In the next couple of months, we're going to be putting your case study here as well. Like, yes, Karen, 130,000, 140,000 offer. That is what we're talking about. Julie, try it now. Yeah, we have a few more slots left. So if you want to join, this is the time to lock it in. Karen, don't worry. We know you're going to put in the work. You've shown that you're proactive. So obviously, we're going to work with you and make sure that you get that outcome and change your life. And yeah, you enter our Hall of Fame as well. Incredible. So pop in the question. Please don't send me WhatsApp. I know some people are sending me WhatsApp. No, you need to lock in your price here. Else we can't do anything. I can't support you. I'm on this call. Link is not active, Ke. Guys, don't let me fight you. People are struggling with connecting. I have less than how many slots now? 6 slots left. If you want to do it, this is your time. We're going to sort it out. Namir, I hope that's how to pronounce your name. Okay, they've just sent the link again. Please try again, Namir. Let's see. Congratulations to all of you that have joined so far. Don't worry, you're going to receive... Julie is still struggling. Okay, Sam has posted another one for you. Julie, please try. Please try. Remember, guys, you're not getting... If you get off this call, the reason why we can't give you the same offer is that you all have spent over 2 hours with us. There's no way we're giving people that didn't join this session the same offer. That's not going to be fair. Oh my God. I hope... Yeah, this link needs to work for these guys to join. Few more slots. If you want to join, this is the time. Slots are closing soon. I know we're going to hold for Namir and Julie that are having issues. If you want to deposit, like I said, 5,000 today, you lock in, or you can pay flexibly 1,000. And we never offer this. We will also not give you all the bonus we talked about. You have 2 minutes more. Let's lock in. Once you're off, once this webinar is done, the same offer does not apply. So you have to do it now. All right? So thank you. Congratulations to everybody that has booked. Great. God bless you. Don't worry. We're going to work with you and make sure tech issues. New link here. Let's post the new link. Okay, I'm going to extend this time just because some people are experiencing stuff. I'm going to give 3 more minutes. Okay, link is working now. Sam has put a confirmation. Please check if you are experiencing issues. Please check the link now. They fixed the link, so check in now. And let's lock it in. I've extended the time again. So lock it in. And once this time counts down, it has worked. Julie, congratulations. Well done. You've made a great decision to change your life. We're going to make sure we work with you to make this a reality. Congratulations. I'm super pumped for you. Amazing. Please don't send me WhatsApp message. Everything is happening on this call. And no, we can't hold this. Once the 15 slot is locked in, which is almost, I believe, we can't open more. Like I said, the rest is for our next webinar and referral system. So, all right, congratulations to everybody. Very quickly, I'll just spend time answering some of these other frequently asked questions. Will this work for me, given that I have no experience in IT or degree? Obviously, we've answered that. You don't need to have any IT experience. This works for absolutely everyone that is committed to learning. Can I do this? I haven't worked professionally before. Yes, I've shared many people that have not even worked. Even Taya was not working professionally. This happened. She is now a transformative leader. Is this a physical training? Now I've mentioned this is a virtual training. Allows anybody dial in from your computer and do it. Callisto, you need an extension. That's a tricky one. We can't extend all these bonus outside of this webinar, like I said. Am I able to secure fully remote role? Well, it would depend. It would depend on the company and the job, but many people get remote role, fully remote, work from home. You work from your pajamas sometimes, up to you, work from your couch. Like, that's the beautiful thing. Enjoy life, have the flexibility, freedom to do what you love. As long as you're adding value, most companies don't really care. All right. What is the time commitment? I talked about this earlier, 6 hours a week, but you also get time to work with your team members on real assessment to solve problems for organization. I already have certification. Can I just get interview prep? No, certifications don't work, right? We've seen that it doesn't work. Employers want to hire you for your skills, not certification. They really need to know that you can solve problems, right? That is more important. Is it possible to secure a 120? Oh God, you can secure 160,000, 180,000, depending on how confident you are when you use our strategy, right? I'm interested in data analysis. Is it different from business analysis? Yeah, this is another popular one. Yeah, data analysis is about solving problems using data insight. Business analysis is about solving business problem. It's a bit broader. So we train you on the broader one, so you have more opportunities. Right? All right. So our time is fast spent. You still have. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and we're going to close this webinar. If anybody has any question, I'm going to give final 2 minutes. Right? If you have any final question, I need to answer. Okay, Victor, congrats, it worked as well. Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you so much. I've used all my energy. Fair enough. Thank you so much. It's been a journey. It's been a ride with you all. I hope that irrespective if you join us or not, you take the information we've shared and reflect on it, and not just be stuck in the next 12 months. Whew. We've given you some inner secrets. Don't waste it, right? Take action. The people that are successful are the people that take action. So, up to you. The ball is in your court. Yes, I think we have just a few more slots. And because of Callistos, the people that join this webinar live, we will give you 24 to 48 hours, option to join, right? And that'll be it. And we'll close this offer. So think about it. I'm extending that grace because also you've been patient. We had some tech issues, but thank God we're able to recover. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. And it's been a pleasure. Hopefully we cross paths someday. And congratulations to all of you that have joined. Incredible. I am super proud. And welcome to the community. Thank you. And see you next time. All right. Bye, everyone.